What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE Clash of Champions 2019 review. The show from September 15th, 2019. They were at Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Spectrum Center with the brands of Raw, SmackDown, and 205 Live under the promotion of the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. This show was sponsored by Skittles. The official theme song was Champions by these bands. I don't have the band's name in front of me, but whatever. But you have Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young on Raw. Your Raw commentators. You have Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton, your SmackDown commentators. You got Vic Joseph, Aiden English, and Dio Madden for your 205 Live preview commentators. I mean, pre-show commentators. I meant to say, excuse me, preview. My mistake. Mm. You also have your Spanish commentators, your German commentators, your ring announcers, Greg Hamilton to be your SmackDown and 205 Live ring announcing, and Mike Rome to be your Raw your ring announcing. Interviewers were Charlie Caruso, Caleb Braxton, Sarah Rubber. Let me try and pronounce it here. Sarah Schneider Ripper. I'm assuming that's how you say it. But your pre-show panels features Jonathan Coachman, Charlie Caruso, David Otunga, and Booker T. Later on, we'll get to Booker T later. Um, so yeah, this show itself. How I feel about the show? Well, let's get to it before I let you know how I feel about the show overall. First of all, let's get to the pre-show. I saw the match between Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado. Triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship that lasted 10 minutes and 5 seconds with Drew Gulak retaining the Cruiserweight Championship by pinning Lince Dorado, as I thought he would. As far as the match was, it was good, but there was a couple of sloppiness in the match, unfortunately, especially the ending of the match where um Drew Gulak tosses Humberto Carrillo out the ring as Drew Gulak goes for a rolling pin German suplex top away, but that was a problem. Lince Dorado had his shoulder up, and the referee was like, shoulders up, and then Lince Dorado puts his shoulder down. Referee starts counting, and the match ended. And I'm like, wow, that was a terrible finish. Match match overall good. The finish of the match was a botch. It was not right. It was terrible the way they did it. They could have done something better. Lindsey Duran still could have kicked out, but the fact that he didn't, and they still end up with that finish, they should have changed the finish to something else because they just made it look so dumb right there. That Lindsey Dorado was basically forgot that he was going to you had to, basically forgot he put one shoulder down. So in a way, it was deflated. At the match was over, where man, this match could have been put over very good, but unfortunately, Lindsey Dorado screwed the finish there. So in a way, I gotta say now it was a solid match. I would put it over as a good match, but based on what Lindsey Dorado did there, I gotta put it over as a solid match where not wasn't that bad. But at the same time, wasn't good as I thought it was gonna be. Then we get to another match that was on the pre-show, which just kind of pissed me off here. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this. AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander for the WWE United States Championship that lasted 4 minutes and 55 seconds, with AJ Styles going over on Cedric Alexander, which, by the way, Cedric Alexander, he is the hometown boy of, of Charlotte, North Carolina. and the crowds were behind Cedric Alexander, and they were booing AJ Styles. But here's where I've had a problem with this match here. Number one is on the pre-show, and in a way I kind of understand why I was on the pre-show too as well, because it wasn't built up that much where it takes AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander. But then at the same time here, you got a former two-time WWE champion AJ Styles. His second reign, he ends up having a long year run of being WWE champion, and he carried the company on his back with him being champion during that time. And just like the whole situation with Daniel Bryan at the being WWE champion, and he ended up being on a pre-show. Now you got AJ Styles here, who's getting that same treatment. But I guarantee you, if it was someone like a Roman Reigns, I guarantee you he will not be on the pre-show, because Roman Reigns, eh, um, with him being former Universal Champion, being former WWE Champion, you will never see Roman Reigns on the pre-show. Only guys like AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura, um, just Braun Strowman, yeah, Braun Strowman. Even though he was never been WWE Champion or Universal Champion, but still, um, the Hardy Boys, remember the Hardy Boys, WrestleMania, being in the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I guarantee you, you will not be seeing you will not be seeing Roman Reigns being on the pre-show, like same thing with John Cena. You'll never see a John Cena on the pre-show. You will never see a Roman Reigns on the pre-show. You will never see a Seth Rollins on the pre-show. But you'll see a AJ Styles, a Daniel Bryan, and amongst others that WWE doesn't give a fuck about anyways on the pre-show. And then some people were defending this too, by the way. Which of course they would. Of course they're going to defend this. But again, nothing against Roman Reigns. Um, where but I'm just saying, it's that it's the double standards. But anyways, but another problem I have with this match too, with AJ Styles and Cedric Alexander was getting the jump on AJ Styles from the beginning of the match, and then later on, just AJ Styles squashes Cedric Alexander like he was nothing. And I say to myself, who the fuck booked this match? And come to find out, Vince McMahon is doing this to Cedric Alexander, where he wants to bury him. Oh, and there are a lot of reasons why this man is doing this to Cedric Alexander. You know, and but I'm not gonna go that route. But but basically, they made Cedric Alexander look like he was a Trump here. If you're gonna put this on the pre-show, make this match to be incredible. You got two guys that wrestled each other before, coming into WWE at one point. Two of the best in the world in right now in WWE, and this is how they booked the match. After the match too, the OC came out. They beat up on Cedric Alexander to put more dirt on top of Cedric Alexander. They beat him down. When AJ Styles beating Cedric Alexander in the match wasn't enough. You got to beat him up too, because that's what the OC does, right? And that was it. Give me one moment, folks. I gotta look up set right now before I move on. So for now, let me put myself on mute. And I'm back. My apologies for that, folks. So yeah, let's continue now. So to the main card, you got. Hold on a second. I gotta pull it up again. My apologies for that, folks. Okay, here we go. So, Raw Tag Team Championships. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus Raw Tag Team Champions. Seth Rollins, who is also the Universal Champion, and tag team partner, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Braun Strowman. 9 minutes and 40 seconds the match lasted. Match itself, it was average. An average tag team match that should have just been on Raw. But I kind of understand why they did what they did here, where it pertains to the story between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, because later on they'll be having their own title match. One on one. We'll get to that later on. But yeah, this felt like an average match and all that. I mean, it wasn't a bad match. Not saying it was a bad match. I just thought it was just like an average match. An just a just an underwhelming match that shouldn't have been on the cards of Clash of Champions. But at the same time, it's about the you know Clash of Champions. So in a way, you gotta add that on the card too. Um, and there you go. But in the end, it was Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Rudolph Rudolph wins to become new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. And the way they did it too, it was kind of lame. Robert Roode was waiting for Braun Strowman's cue, which he was kind of a little bit late. He ends up finally getting in there, shoulder tackling him into Seth Rollins, causing you know a real reason why they lost the belts and everything, where Rollins ends up taking the glorious DDT from Roode, and that was the match. Roode gets the win over Seth Rollins. Yeah, keep in mind, Robert Roode got a win over the Universal Champion Seth Rollins in this tag team match. So you think down the line he will begin a future tag team title shot after this whole thing where Rudolph run its course of being tag team partners when they lose tag belts in the future, maybe. Because here's the thing, I don't see this team lasting that long, anyways, folks, because we don't know how Dolph Ziggler's you know terms are in WWE right now, where it pertains to him, you know um of how long he's going to be with WWE and all that. But at the same time, he's not going anywhere though, because Dolph Ziggler he loves it there. He just despite him saying he doesn't get this opportunity or whatever or that, he loves it there. You know, so but I'm not gonna follow him that much anymore. So it's to me, I just don't care anymore. It is what it is. You know. Oh yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, just saying. After the match, Braun Strowman, looking disappointed. Basically, there was no backlash between Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. No altercations. They just felt disappointed. Braun Strowman just leaves, and that was it. They just moved on. You know, and then Braun Strowman got interviewed by Charlie Caruso backstage. Charlie Caruso said, uh, how you gonna focus now at you lost the tag belts, and then Braun Strowman says, maybe one thing clear, I didn't lose the belts. Seth Rollins did, and he says, and later on he's gonna lose the belts. He's gonna lose that Universal belt once he gets these hands, and that was it. I mean, the promo, it was decent. It was like whatever. It was just just there. Um, Give one moment, folks. There we go. Then we get to Kayla Braxton being interviewed. I mean, Kayla Braxton is interviewing the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, and basically Becky Lynch addresses Braun Strowman's comments on Seth Rollins losing again, and she addresses Sasha Banks by saying that she had all this success and the greatest 12-month run in WWE history, but all Sasha Banks did was dye her hair blue and all that, that whole thing. And she goes on about how she's earned success, but all Sasha earned is the beating that she'll be getting tonight. And the way that Becky Lynch was on this promo, she was in the zone, she was in the game, like that. Even yeah, in the scripted promos and all that, but still. But then also she looks at the camera at the very end of the promo, and I say to myself, See, now there's someone who knows how to cut a good promo. Script or unscripted doesn't matter. Becky Lynch can cut a promo if they give her that straight fire to do so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get what I mean by that. And because Becky Lynch is straight fire. You know, but it was a good promo though. Good promo. All right, then we get to the trying to find here. Okay, we go. Then we get to the SmackDown Women's Championship. The SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley versus from the Queen City in Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Flair. And folks, this match lasted 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why was it that long? Why was the match that long? Why was it short? Why was it that short? Here's what happened. Charlotte Flair goes for a big boot for the earlier on going. Bayley got a little bit of offense, but the Charlotte Flair at the end of the day, she dominated Bayley in this match, and this kind of pissed me off a little bit because you got Bayley who is the women's champion of SmackDown, and Charlotte Flair, the challenger, is getting the better of Bayley. So then all of a sudden, Charlotte Flair was getting pulled away from Bayley because Bayley's in the corner. Bayley, while all this was going on, with referee is trying to pull Charlotte Flair off her. Bayley removes the turnbuckle pad, so Charlotte Flair ends up going after Bayley. Bayley ends up crashing her into the bottom turnbuckle, which was exposed. Rolls her up for the 3 count in the win, and then Bayley goes out the ring, gets the belt, and she ran out the arena. And then Charlotte Flair had a look on her face like, she got me. And then that was it. And like, what the fuck was that? After the match was over and after seeing all that, like, what the fuck was that? This wasn't a match. This was a segment. Wow. I get it. Bayley is a heel. She's doing things. She's being a heel now, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Like, this was just ridiculous. You know. But I'm pretty sure people are thinking to themselves, I thought it was fine. Some people might say that. It wouldn't surprise me if some people would say that. But like, you do this whole build up, where Bayley has turned heel, and now Charlotte Flair is gonna despite her being a heel, she's still gonna beat her whatever. And then we come to this, and the match ends up being what it is. And if you blink, basically if you blinked, you didn't miss a damn thing. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say here, folks. You come to this show, and you watch and if you missed the SmackDown Women's Championship match, you didn't miss a damn thing because it just the way it was booked. It was not that interesting to watch. Why do it? So yeah, I didn't agree. I didn't agree with that booking. If you want to make it a match, make it a match. Don't just have a throwaway match. It's just like just feel like what Monday Night Raw would do. That's what I feel like I was watching on the show. I feel like I was watching a Monday Night Raw segment here. But whatever, right? I thought it was ridiculous. Well, besides that, then we move on to the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder versus The New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, who are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And it lasted 10 minutes and 15 seconds. The match itself, I thought it was better than the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I'll say that. It was an average match too, but at the same time, it had some better spots in this match though. And that's saying much because despite how I feel about the New Day, but um, but the story here is that the Revivals was trying to play into the tactics of going after the bad knee of Xavier Woods, and that's exactly what they did. But besides that, the New Day in this match, they were serious. They were not. I mean, I'm pretty sure when they did the entrance, they was acting all like a bunch of goofballs. But once we well, and I skipped two by the way. I didn't care about to see that anyways. Um, but I'm assuming that's what they did, based on what they did there. But that's New Day. They always got act like a bunch of buffoons before getting to the matches. But in the match though, Big E was not doing no gyrating. He was not doing no shaking those hips and all that. He was serious in this match. So was Xavier Woods, and that's what I want the New Day to be. They should be a serious team. There should be a serious faction. There should be a serious threat when it pertains to messing with these guys. Not about having bully old cereal and rainbows and magics and unicorns and pancakes and all that nonsense they be doing every time. But yeah, but in the end, Biggie was taken out by the Revival with the Shine Machine on the outside. Just left Xavier Woods on his own, where basically Dash Rotter and um, basically the Revival took advantage of that. They went for the Shine Machine on Xavier Woods too, but then they forced him to submit him with the inverted figure four late lock. Now I don't remember who was legal. I think it was Dash Rotter, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been, Scott Dawson, but either way, one of those two got say Wilson in the submission. Oh yeah, it was Scott Dawson. Not I remember. Um, and it was taps out, and just shocked me. Like, oh, so the Revival gets the win over a New Day. I'm like, you know what? That's great. I love it. Then what? I didn't want New Day. I did not want New Day to win anyways. I want them to lose. And but I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did. The Revival won, and I like great. I love it. Revivals are, and here's the thing: the Revival are making history right now in WWE. They are the first guys to win the NXT Tag Team Championships, the Raw Tag Team Championships, and the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So they are the Triple Crowns Tag Team Champions in WWE by catching the NXT Tag Team Championships, the Raw Tag Team Championships, and now they are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The Revival are, oh man. I mean, in spite of how they're being used too, by the way. But this was the night of the revival. And after the match, Scott Dawson and Dash Roderick, they cut a promo, basically they took the mic and said, to the WWE fans are welcome because finally the tag titles are no longer um being seduced by pancake banners and more and all that nonsense. Like, yeah, yes, I agree. Good promo there. And the fans are now, consider themselves revived where it pertains to the tag team champions. The tag team division are revived. So, and yeah, I loved it. I freaking loved it. And they said later on when Randy Orton beats Kofi Kingston, that it'll be even more revived. With the WWE title being revived when Randy Orton becomes the new WWE champion. We'll get to that later though. But yeah, it was a good promo by the Revival. Also, let me go to Troy Caruso interviewing Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, talking about they're gonna defend their women's tag team championships. Also, we see the mic, the mic from above, lower down. And I said to myself, what's going on here? Like, was this a botch? And apparently it wasn't, because it was R-Truth with the mic, and Carmella was there, and basically R-Truth, who's the 24/7 champion. Alexa Bliss also ingressed the microphone that R-Truth has, hanging above Alexa Bliss, and announced that R-Truth is at the set. You know, basically telling people that basically telling the 24/7 you know catering rosters to get them. No, I didn't see that part, folks. Because as soon as as soon as I see where this was going, I skipped it. But apparently, what I heard, that's exactly what happened. The groups of wrestlers, superstars, the group of the catering clubs, chasing R-Truth to go to that stupid, ugly ass green puke championship belt. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Tag Team Champions. Defense against Mandy Rose and Serena Deville, which by the way, they're still going by calling Fire and Desire with some new, or should I say, um, I would say new theme, but it's been combined. Represents Mandy Rose's theme and then Serena Deville's theme. But at the same time, you also got the the voice. The basically you know how the Mandy Rose's theme goes, Mandy, you know, Mandy, and now what pertains to Mandy Rose and Serena Deville, because they're called Fire and Desire. Now is Fire and Desire, and that's how it goes. But that's in 9 minutes and 5 seconds. I was enjoying the match from the beginning, and then all of a sudden they did the whole 24/7 bullshit during this match. With the catering club still chasing the WWE, you know, you know, 24/7 champion R-Truth and Carmella, and then Alexa Bliss. I didn't see this. I didn't care. As soon as I saw, basically, when I saw R-Truth coming out there, I skipped it. But basically, while reading here, Alexa Bliss, she went for the roll up on R-Truth, trying to win the belt, and then all of a sudden, R-Truth gets out of arm, and they all left after that. Like, this was so fucking stupid. Like, why did they do that? Why in the middle of the women's tag team championship title match they had to do this bullshit? I don't give a fuck about that 24/7, that ugly puke green ass championship belt. And I know why they did it too, because they don't give a fuck about the women's tag team championship title match. And if that's the case, then why was this on the main card? Why was this not on the pre-show? Fucking bullshit. And this took away the match from me a little bit, but then it started picking up later on. Now, if it weren't for that 24/7 championship match, yeah, if it weren't for that stupid ass green puke belt getting involved, I would have said this match was passable. But I gotta say, this was just solid, because I was enjoying the match from the beginning, and then started getting better at the end of it as well. But in the end, it was Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss getting the win. Oh, by the way, I gotta mention this too. By the way, I forgot all about this. Um, First of all, Renee Young on the pre-show during the AJ Styles and Cedric Alexander match, where they beat up on Cedric Alexander after the match. She said, "Come on." She said, um, if there's anything that you miss on Renee Young on the pre-show of her commentary, is the word that she always say, "Come on." Now I don't remember if she said much on the pay-per-view. I doubt she did, but she said something about Nikki Cross, where we're taking Nikki Cross, basically mocking Mandy Rose's the way that she moved her hips and everything and gyrating and all that, whatever. Which I did enjoy seeing, Nikki Cross from that type of personality of her. And then Renee Young said, "That's the most sexiest thing I ever saw." What? Oh my god! I mean, if she's turned on with Nikki Cross with that type of thing, yeah, and the whole thing in reason why that whole thing was going on too, because um, Nikki Cross was being offensive and offended what pertains to Mandy Rose calling her, basically Mandy Rose calling Nikki Cross ugly and everything, which Nikki Cross ain't ugly, by the way. And if anyone disagrees, look at yourself in the mirrors. But anyways, but in the end, Nikki Cross gets the win over Mandy Rose. For Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss to retain the women's tag team championships. And by the way, Alexa Bliss was looking like Harley Quinn once again, which I thought she looked good. The way she did it too. With the lipstick and the makeup and the hair and everything. I thought she did a pretty good job with there. Um, so yeah, there you go. And that was it. Then we get to the WWE Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura being accompanied by Sami Zayn versus The Miz. That's at 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Basically, Sami Zayn was cutting a promo saying, and also he was wearing a neck brace. You're probably wondering why was he wearing a neck brace? Because on SmackDown, he interrupted the Undertaker at Madison Square Garden, and basically Undertaker chokeslammed Sami Zayn, and that's why Sami Zayn's wearing a neck brace. And Sami said, "But you're a wrestler. It's not like you're a manager." Which he's playing the role of being a manager for Shinsuke Nakamura and being a mouthpiece, but at the same time, you're a wrestler. At the end of the day, you're a wrestler, and you're wearing a neck brace. I mean, who you think you are, Andy Kaufman? But I don't know against Andy Kaufman. I'm a fan of Andy Kaufman. I'm a fan of his him of being a comedian. A fan of him being an actor. A fan of him being you know with his feud with Jerry the King Lawler and Memphis. Back in the territories of Memphis. And not to mention being a fan of Andy Kaufman will potentially him being you know the intergender wrestling champion that could defeat any women's in the ring because women are the weaker sex. His words, not mine. But I digress. Um, but yeah, Sami Zayn was basically kind of promo because of that. He does an introduction for Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shinsuke comes out, and Shinsuke Nakamura is wearing a red cape, which just reminds me when Shinsuke Nakamura wearing a cape back when he was in and when he was in Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom. I think it was Wrestle Kingdom 9. Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom 9, when he wrestled against Kota Ibushi for the Intercontinental Championship, and he was and he was in the Intercontinental Champion at the time. Wearing the crown, wearing the robe, the red cape robe, whatever we want to say. Um, that's what I wish Nakamura would have done. I wish he would have wore a crown on that night too. But he didn't. But seeing him wearing the cape, it was good. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, being and also being the current champion, that's basically the vibe I got from seeing Shinsuke Nakamura making that entrance. So, but as far as the match was, it was an average match. It was nothing special about it. Sami Zayn getting involved. The Miz looked like a dumb baby face when he goes after Sami Zayn. Just caused Shinsuke Nakamura to take advantage of that, and Shinsuke Nakamura wins with the Kinshasa, and still you're in the current champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Sami Zayn is happy with that too. And there you go. And that's it from the Miz. He's done. And besides that, um, Shinsuke Nakamura being the current champion. Let's see where this goes when SmackDown goes to Fox. Maybe they'll have him do more with him being the current champion, along with Sami Zayn being the manager, with Shinsuke being the focal point on SmackDown when SmackDown goes to Fox. But at the same time, I'm not gonna get my hopes up on that though. All right, now we get to the Raw Women's Championship that lasted 20 minutes. It's between Sasha Banks versus the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. And this match, folks, was freaking good. I mean, it was no takeover unstoppable that they had back in 2014. Or was it 2015? Yeah, actually, it was 2015. My apologies. I meant to say 2015. um, but yeah, but at the same time, just I thought this match was good. I was enjoying this match from beginning to end. Um, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks were basically going at it in this match. You know, and basically the whole where they know each other so well that they know how to count this, they know how to count that, they know how to reverse this, they know how to reverse that. Like it was incredible, folks, man. These two women's always been a fan of those two working together in the ring, you know, and hell, even when they were the first two, were retained to the women's Royal Rumble when they had when they were the first two going at it, and like it was just a treat, and I loved it. I freaking loved it. Um, but of course during the match, basically the tail end of the match, basically Sasha Banks was trying to use a steel chair, by saying yourself, wait, you're gonna do it when the referee is still active. So all of a sudden, she's trying to use the steel chair, and then Sasha Banks and the referee starts arguing. Becky Lynch gets the steel chair, goes to hit Sasha with the steel chair. Well, first of all, Sasha Banks strikes Becky Lynch with a steel chair with the referee not looking at one point. Then goes for the Shining Wizard, and then at the end, the Becky Lynch gets a steel chair. She tried to hit Sasha Banks with it, but the referee gets it instead. And the way it was done, it was so stupid. It was so stupid the way it was done. To my way, folks. It was referee did a good job at taking that steel chair. It just looked at it was rehearsed, just the way it was done. So as that happened, they continue to keep brawling from the outside of the ring into the crowd, up onto to the stands, and then back down to the to the uh to the crowds. They finally get at ringside, and and then it and then it was and basically during that time, Michael Cole on commentary said that the match was decided during that time, um, that Sasha Banks has won by disqualification. But the problem is, the crowds attending there did not know about that. In fact, they didn't even announce it yet. They didn't even ring the bell yet. Michael Cole basically told the viewers at home that the match ended. As they were get back at ringside, with them still continuing this brawl, and Michael Cole basically drops the results there about that Sasha Banks won by disqualification. In a way, I kind of think it was smart the way they did it too, because if they would have done that, with the live crowds, hearing the bell ringing and then make an announcement, they would have immediately booed. So also, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks is back in the ring. Becky Lynch got someone to disarm her, with a chair wrapped around her and everything. We get some referees and um, Pat Buck. I think that's his name, Pat Buck. Who's now a new role agent for WWE, and then they broke it up and everything. Um, and then that's when they made an announcement. Sasha Banks wins by disqualification. However, still the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, and then that was it. So and that's when the fans start booing. They start showcasing that they hated it, but it doesn't matter because WWE they did the jobs there, because if they would have done it when the whole thing when it happened when it first happened, it would have been a disaster there. It would have been some huge backlash there. So it was very smart for them to do that. All right, let me see. Oh, we're just match ready. Okay. All right. Then we get to the WWE Championship. This match lasted um 20 minutes and 50 seconds. Your WWE Champion Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. And this match, as far as this match, Kofi Kingston was being like a goofball during pancakes and everything, and I skipped that. But besides that, match itself, I thought it was decent. But some people felt like that match was boring. Um, it just wasn't, everyone's cup of tea. This feud between Orton and Kofi No one cares. No one really cares about it, anyways. Um, they didn't even try to give it a chance. They basically they felt like the match was was just there. It was not it was nothing special about the match. You know, not this is not coming from me. It's coming from the people of what I heard. They said it was boring and all that. I was like, come on, it wasn't that bad. And it's me saying this. I'm like, come on, it wasn't that bad, folks. I still thought it was decent for what they did in this match. And I get people didn't care about this at all. Because the way they've been forcing down people's throats when it pertains to this rivalry, this feud, this 10 years in the making between Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton. With that whole situation. So in the end, the finish here, Randy Orton was going for the punt kick, and Kofi Kingston counters into the Trouble in Paradise. Well, first of all, Randy Orton goes for the punt kick, he dodged it, and then I think Orton will struggle for RKO, but then Kofi Kingston counters. Do that special counter he does, and then goes for the Trouble in Paradise and gets the win over Randy Orton. And I was thinking to myself, was that supposed to be the original finish from 10 years ago when Randy Orton was going for the punt kick, but then Kofi Kingston he botched that spot where he wasn't supposed to get up, and that pissed Randy Orton off, and he was like, gives him the a stiff RKO, and then that's when he started going stupid. And that was during the time when when it was a triple threat match when Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston versus John Cena, where the winner was going to face Sheamus for the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble in 2010. But that meant that triple threat number one contention match happened on a Raw in 2009. And I think to myself, was that supposed to be the original finish? Where Randy Orton tried to go for the punt kick to Kofi Kingston 10 years ago, but then Kofi Kingston, like I said, he botched the ending of the finish because he was not supposed to get up. Because Randy Orton, if you remember watching Raw back back 10 years ago, Kofi Kingston at first and this was when Legacy was around too. So basically, you had, I can't remember who it was. It was either Ted DiBiase who tripped Kofi Kingston from the rope, you know, crotching him wherever, and then John Cena was taken out by Cody Rhodes with the steel steps. And then Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston was in the ring. Randy Orton was getting ready to go for a punt kick, but Kofi Kingston was getting back up, and Randy Orton basically pushes him down, basically saying "stay down." But Kofi Kingston, he may have forgotten about the spot, and that's when Randy Orton started getting pissed off and starts slamming the mat, saying "fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck." And then goes for and again go for stiff RKO, and then go for the infamous line "stupid, stupid," and roughly pinning him. And Orange goes again, "stupid." But yeah, because of that, Randy Orton changed the finish. Basically in a way, Randy Orton changed the finish during 10 years ago. But now 2 years later has passed, and you see Kofi Kingston in the same position there, with Randy Orton going for the punt kick. This time Kofi Kingston, this this time he remembers what to do here now. Because this time he knows better. Now he knows better. But Orton goes for the punt kick. Kofi dodges out of the way. Orton tries to go for RKO. Or for Kofi to counter in a unique way he did it. Trouble in Paradise. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Randy Orton is done. He's not going to the title. That was his final opportunity. And that kind of surprised me too, because I thought it was good. I thought the feud was going to continue on at Hell in a Cell, but that's not the case at all. Kofi Kingston got the better of Randy Orton. He got his payback. This was Kofi Kingston's redemption, and there you go. All right, and then we get to this next match, folks, which I completely forgot all about this match. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan, no disqualification match. This match lasted 17 minutes and seconds. Folks, I'm not kidding you when I'm saying this. I completely forgot all about this match. Despite they did the opening package what pertains to what pertains to Clash of Champions intro, where they show all the champions, and then they show this no disqualification match. You know, despite all that, And then as the show was going on, you know, I totally forgot about this match. I forgot this match was even on the card. That's how bad this storyline was between Eric Rowan trying to murder Roman Reigns. The whole storyline of who's trying to murder Roman Reigns. That should be a movie, by the way. Just saying. But coming into the match though, I was willing to give this match a chance. I just want to say something positive. Roman Reigns got cheered. Eric Rowan got booed. Because they're more I guess they're more fans of Roman Reigns than they are Eric Rowan. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, I guess they're into the storyline. I'm assuming if they are, I have to question on why they think this storyline is great because it was nothing but bad acting, bad storytelling, and it just dragged on too long. Where people thought it was gonna be Samoa Joe, people thought it was gonna be Daniel Bryan, some people thought it was gonna be Sheamus, and it ends up being Eric Rowan, and then it misses double, uh, you know, God dang, where Javi said it, went to a guy personally Eric Rowan, whatever. It was ridiculous. But anyways, but as far as the match was, Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan fought outside the ring. Also they fought inside the ring at two as well. Steel steps were involved. Steel chairs were involved. A killstick was involved at one point. Roman Reigns goes for a Superman drop for a near fall. Roman Reigns goes for a Superman punch. Another one for a near fall. Roman Reigns goes for another Superman punch from the outside, or counters into a nice power bomb to Roman Reigns through the broadcast table. Um, Roman Reigns, and then Eric Roman immediately gets him into the ring and goes for a cover. Eric Roman gets Roman Reigns an Iron Claw, pulling through a table, which into the crowd. You know, Roman Reigns, however, counters into a Superman punch. Roman Reigns goes, basically they fought like in the ring, they fought outside the ring, they fought into the crowd, they fought on stage, until finally we get to the point where Roman Reigns goes for a spear to Eric Rowan. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the return of Luke Harper with a big boot to cut off Roman Reigns gives him this is clothesline in the ring. Eric Rowan goes for the Iron Claw. It gets the win. So yeah, Eric Rowan, a guy who lost to The Rock back at WrestleMania 32, in what 5 to 6 seconds, whatever. Yeah, that Eric Rowan, even though with Luke Harper involved, Eric Rowan beats Roman Reigns. Yes, it wasn't clean, but still, um, Eric Rowan got a win over the big dog, Roman Reigns. Yeah, and the main story here, the main focus story here is that Luke Harper is back. Luke Harper has finally returned, and and let the reuniting of the Bludgeon Brothers begin, because they're gonna bludgeon the tag team division again. They're gonna bludgeon the entire SmackDown division once again. I'm assuming, but I digress. Main event time. For the Universal Championship, it lasted 11 minutes. Seth Rollins, the Universal Champion, versus Braun Strowman. Um, During the match, Seth Rollins goes for 3 super kicks, a frog splash. Braun Strowman kicks out. Um, Braun Strowman goes for a top rope body splash, which he almost lost his balance jump, but he ends up keeping his balance and goes for it. Um, Seth Rollins goes for a curb stomp, only for Braun Strowman to kick out at 1. He goes for a second curb stomp, kicks out at 2. He goes for a third curb stomp, and Braun Strowman still kicks out. Braun Strowman goes for on the regular power slam. But Seth Rollins uh, basically Braun Strowman tried to go for the ring power slam, his finishing move, but his leg gave out. Rollins goes for the of all moves Seth Rollins went for, the fucking pedigree. Fuck Triple H. And he goes for his fourth curb stomp to get the win and still Universal Champion. As far as the match was, I thought the match was good for the time they given and and for the pace of the match as well. It was good. Seth Rollins was good. Braun Strowman was good. It was just a good match. I thought it was pretty damn good. Um, and then all of a sudden the show was going to end with Seth Rollins, on stage, still Universal Champion, holding the belt up in the air. And then it showed the ending credits. You know how they show the logo where the show the logo that they show on the screen where the show is ending. It's basically the end of the show. And NXT has done this before too, which is the NXT takeovers, and they did it here on Clash of Champions. And you're saying to yourself, why they do that? Because all of a sudden the lights goes out, and then yes, the Fiend Bray Wyatt shows up, attacks Seth Rollins, gives him the Sister Abigail. Then he has him on his knees, and then gives him a mandible claw, and then the show ends with the Fiend Bray Wyatt with the oh my god, and then and you hear Bray Wyatt's laugh. That laugh. Oh my god. Yes, the Fiend showed up. The Fiend showed up. Which you know what this means? This means that this show does not get a 0 out of 10. Because like I said before, if the if the Fiend does not show up, and that's the main thing. That's my main concern on the show. If the Fiend did not show up, the show was going to be an automatic 0 out of 10. But the Fiend did show up. He did show up, and that was good enough for me. So there you go. And that was the show. Now, before I get into my overall charade of the show, may first get to the highlights or pertains to Clash of Champions. All right, so starting off with first, Swerve of the Night will be Luke Harper returning to help out his bludgeon brother Eric Rowan to defeat Roman Reigns. Promo of the night will have to go to Becky Lynch, where it takes her promo that she cut before her match against Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Moment of the night will have to be the Fiend to attack Seth Rollins. Because Seth Rollins is Universal Champion, and that's who the Fiend is going to be targeting at Hell in a Cell. Interest of the night will have to go to Shinsuke Nakamura. Move of the night, Braun Strowman's diving top rope splash. Finish of the night, well, I gotta go with Seth Rollins' curb stomp. Performance of the night, I'm gonna go with Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan is my performance of the night for Clash of Champions, because Eric Rowan he is very he is pretty good in the ring. The way he wrestled against Roman Reigns on that no qualification match. It was damn good. And finally, match of the night, we'll have to go to Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Despite the finish of it, that still was a good match. So that to me is match of the night. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. The show itself, it was decent to solid, but at the same time, it was just it's a show that unless you want to go back to just see to see the Fiend, Luke Harper, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, and maybe the Universal Championship. Other than that, and maybe to a degree the WWE Championship. But then again, some fans said that didn't care for that match anyways. But other than that, there's nothing else on the show that interests me. But at the same time, I am giving a higher grade of 7 out of 10. Um, so I thought it was a decent show, but it could have been better. Obviously, it could have been better. But yeah, just at the same time, yeah, this show was forgettable. It was not nothing that much memorable, anyways. It was just a period that just they need to get out of the way until we get to Hell in a Cell, and that's basically what this pay per view was basically the job of this pay per view that it did there. So yeah, that being said, folks, I'm done. Thank you all for watching. For It's Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your WWE Clash of Champions 2019 review. Nothing but possible, and it's another thing too. Because the Fiend did show up, I give you nothing but well, and yeah, I did a little nitpicking there too as well, and a little rant there. But other than that, besides that, you got nothing else but positive a positive review out of me because I did give it a passing grade. I did give it a 7 out of 10, and there you go. Nothing to say about that. So again, thank you for watching. Take care. Peace on the streets. WWE Clash of Champions review. This was for 2019, and I'm out.